Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. Y'all watching the Grind Ethiks mixtape show, and I'm your host, Victory BX Supreme Promoter. Basically, you know what I mean? Know what I'm saying? Basically. Yo, what up? What up? Thank y'all for watching. New episode. Basically. Anyway, yeah, anyone that liked this episode of the Grind Ethics Mixtape Show, you can follow me on my Instagram accounts, Grind Ethics Mixtape Show at Instagram. I'm also on Grind Ethics Media at Instagram. And if you like, make a friendly donation if you want. The link is Grind Ethics Cash App, Grind Ethics Cash App. Also, I'm on PayPal, Grind Ethics Media at PayPal. That's Grind Ethics Media at PayPal. Also, comment, subscribe and ring the bell and all that good stuff. Because I'm trying to build up this fan base. I want the algorithm to push my stuff. Even though the algorithm is straight racist, but hey, it is what it is. Anyway, that's gonna be a whole nother episode. Social media is racist. The robots is racist to a certain degree. They're programmed to be racist. Anyway, that's a whole nother episode. But yeah, yo, I want to talk about parents who force their seeds, who force their grown sons and daughters to live a life that they don't want to live, or parents that control their sons or daughters' financial life, or tell them what to do, or tell them how to make money. You know, and some of y'all parents, some of y'all that's watching, some of y'all probably parents that got sons or daughters. You might have a son that's in his late teens to 20s. You might have a son that's 19, 20, 21, 22 years old, or you might have a daughter that's the same age or whatever. But and I'm telling y'all parents, and no disrespect to y'all, leave your kids the fuck alone. I mean, they're not your kids no more. They grown. Their son, they're your grown son and daughter. But all because you took care of them, it doesn't mean they have to do whatever you tell them to do for the rest of their life. You see, when it comes to your seeds being, when it comes to your son or your daughter being grown, they could do whatever they want when it comes to getting money. When it comes to getting money, you ain't got no say-so. I'm sorry, but you ain't got no say-so in that. You ain't got no say-so. Stop trying to control your son and daughter, or stop trying to control the way they make money. They're grown, especially if they're not living in your house no more. Leave them alone. Whatever how they make their money is none of your business. I'm gonna keep it real with you. It's none of your business. And I know some of you are like, well, easy for you to say, Victor. You ain't got no kids. You ain't got, I don't got no seeds, but I've been through the same thing. Okay, my parents, they gave up trying to make me live a 9-to-5 life, which I did before, but I hated that life. And I tell them, listen, I'm never going back to that life. I hate it. This is what I told my parents. You can't make me go back to that life. I hate it. It's miserable. It's misery. And I'm not saying it's misery for everybody, but it's misery for me. Living a conventional life is not conducive to my mental health. It's just not. It's just not. It's just not. But this is not about me. This is about your seeds. Okay? Leave your seeds alone. Leave them alone. Because if your seeds, if your son and your daughter is 18, 19, 20 something years old, listen, they might listen to you to a certain degree, but there's gonna be a time when they're gonna be like, you know what? Nah, forget this. I'm leaving. I'm not doing this no more. I don't want to be a doctor. I'm dropping out of medical school, or I'm dropping out of law school. You know what I'm saying? Like, you cannot constantly tell a grown person what to do, parents. You need to stop doing that. Parents that's my age group. I'm 43. Some of y'all that's my age, y'all got sons and daughters that's in their 20s, right? Leave them alone. Let them do whatever they want to do when it comes to getting money. And you know what? They can make their money any way they want, even if it's wrong. Now that's when I suggest you should step in if they're doing something wrong to get money. That's different. But if they're not doing nothing wrong, if it's not life threatening, or they're or they're making money in a situation where they can't get locked up, it's not illegal, then leave it alone. Yeah, but I want my son and daughter to be the best. I want them to be somebody. See, now stop saying that. Parents, when you tell your son or daughter that you want them to be somebody, that's toxic language. Stop that toxic language. That's toxic. That's bad language. You might feel like you're saying something sincere and something positive when you say, "Oh, Junior, I want you to be somebody, Junior." "Oh, Vanessa, don't you want to be somebody when you get older? I want you to be somebody." Stop saying that, because telling your son or your daughter, whether they're grown or whether they're not grown, telling them that they want to be somebody, you're basically saying that they're nobody. Telling somebody that I want you to be somebody is basically telling them that they're nobody. I know that's not your intentions and that's not what you mean, but that's what you're saying though. That's not what you mean, but you're saying that they're nobody by saying that you want them to be somebody. You're telling them that they're nobody. Stop saying that. No, you're looking at your son, your daughter, and you want to dress them up the way you want to dress them up. But it's not about you, because it's not your life, motherfucker. It's not your fucking life. It's their life. It's their life. So let them do whatever they want to do when it comes to getting money. As long as they're not hurting themselves or hurting other people. Let them do whatever they want to do. Stop being toxic to their goals. Because right now, if you're the type of parent, you're telling your son and your daughter, and they're grown, you're telling them, "Oh, forget being an artist. Painters don't make that much money. DJs don't make that much money. You want to be an entrepreneur? Forget that entrepreneur stuff. Don't you know we're in a recession and we're still in a big inflation? It's not a good time to own a business, even though even though when you're in a state of inflation and a recession, that's almost a perfect time to own a business. But anyway, but parents, a lot of parents don't know because they're not entrepreneurs. So how would they know? You know what I'm saying? Parents don't know a lot because, you know what I'm saying? Like, how would you know that painters don't make that much money? How you know? There's painters that's broke, and there's painters that's very rich in money. So anyway, we're not just talking about painters. We're talking about what your seeds want to do for a living, or let your seeds keep on doing what they want to do. Let them do what they're doing to get money if they love it, if they feel happy, and whatever they think about doing, or either whatever they think about doing to get money, let them do it. Because how you gonna tell your son and your daughter what to do, and they're grown? Or let's say your son and daughter, they do what you tell them to do. You want them to be a doctor or a lawyer or a teacher or engineer or whatever, and they become what you want them to become. And then they start becoming miserable because they don't want to do that. They don't want to be an engineer or a teacher or a doctor or a lawyer or an accountant. They don't want to do that. You force them to do that. And you know what could happen possibly? They could grow up resenting you. They could grow resenting you like, Oh, how you doing, son? How you doing, daughter? What's up? You see? And you wonder why they're giving you a silent treatment. Because they're resenting you. They're resenting you. Or they're gonna resent you. Or it might not, or maybe not. But do you want your son and daughter to live miserably? Possibly live a miserable life because they're not doing what they really want to do when it comes to getting money? Because they're so busy making you happy, but they're not making you happy. I mean, they're not making themselves happy. How you gonna have a son or a daughter, whatever, that's making money doing what you want them to do, but they living their life happy? I mean, unhappy. And this is 5 years, 10 years, almost 20 years down the line. You want your seed to be working down work. Do you really want your son and your daughter to work, let's say 20 years at a job that they hate? They're working it because you tell them to work this job, and they miserable and they sad almost every day or half the time of their life, and they get in health complications. Physically they're not healthy, mentally they're not healthy because they trying to make you happy, or they maintaining, or they trying to keep you happy, but keeping you happy as a parent is making them miserable. Do you want your seeds to die early when they're in their 60s or before they enter their 70s? Because when you die, supposedly you're supposed to die before your seeds, right? Hopefully you die before your son and daughter, right? You don't want your son and daughter dying before you, right? You pass away and they still living a miserable life. They're still trying to keep you happy. You dead, you know what I'm saying? And you somewhere in the universe, resting in peace or somewhere, or let's say you retired, you know, you retired and you lived a life of a person that liked their job, right? 30, 40 years, you liked your job and you loved it. And now you could walk the path of retirement and you live in the best life while your son and your daughter or your sons and your daughters are living miserably. They're sad half the time. They're only happy on weekends. Now, is this the type of life do you want your son and daughter to live? And now, if you don't want them to live their life, live that type of life, let them go. Let them go. Let them go. Let them go. Your sons and daughters, when they're older, you have to let them go like arrows, okay? They're not boomerangs. They're not going to come back, okay? They're not going to come back. And all because they came out of your vagina or your scrotum. Hold up, let me do it in order. All because they came from your scrotum or your vagina, it doesn't mean they have to do everything you tell them to do when they fucking grown. Come on, let's be real. Okay? Let's be real. Just leave them alone. How you gonna have a son or a daughter damn near 30 years old and you still telling them what to do when it comes to getting money? No, stop doing that. Okay? And you have to understand, and some of your parents is watching, you probably have a son or a daughter that walked up to you, be like, Mom, Dad, I'm not happy at this job. And you convincing them to stay because you feel like them being an engineer is prestige for the family. No, fuck that. If they're unhappy, let them go. Let them do whatever the fuck they want to do when it comes to getting money. If your son and your daughter, I'm sorry, I'm mumbling, because I'm real passionate about this shit, because I went through this bullshit with my parents. Now my parents know better not to tell me shit. But I lost my thought. But anyway, I'm going to tell you this one story. One time, my father, he was trying to convince me to be a plumber. I'm like, I don't want to be no goddamn plumber. What the fuck I want to be a plumber for? I mean, I respect people who are plumbers, but I don't want to be a plumber because I'm not going to like it. Why would I spend my life doing something that I don't want to do for the sake of making money or for the sake of making or for the sake of getting something that don't even have no value or backed by gold or silver. Why would I do that? I might as well just be happy and get my money while being happy. But anyway, this dude convincing me to be a plumber. I don't want to be a plumber or electrician, you know. So one time I'm on the phone with him, and I tell my father, leave me alone. Just leave me alone. Hold up. Matter of fact, I'm gonna react to this shit. Where my cell phone at? This is my broken cell phone. Leave me alone. No, leave me alone. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. Leave me. I said it like 100,000 times. He was like, yo, what's wrong with you? And you know what I'm saying? And you know, my father is African, but he doesn't have that much of an African accent. My mom's, forget about it. Her accent is real potent. But my father, you have to hear him a little bit to realize that he is West African, right? So he's like, so he gets such annoyed at me because I'm telling him, leave me alone 100 times. He pulls out his African accent out of nowhere. What the fuck's wrong with you, nigga? What the fuck's wrong with you? I made him pull out the African accent. After that, he left me alone. After that, he left me alone. No more. Now, when we talk, it's regular conversations. You know? How's everybody doing? You know, that's it. That's it. And people, and sometimes you have to stick up to your parents. You have to let your parents, especially if you're not living in their house, you have to tell them, yo, listen, I'm running this boat. Okay? I'm running this. Y'all did what y'all did. Y'all did what y'all do. Y'all did what y'all did. You know, y'all took care of me. Okay, and all that good stuff. You know, y'all know what's best for me y'all knew what's best for me when I was a kid, but you don't know what's best for me now. So I'm gonna do whatever I'm gonna do. Okay. And I remember one of my homies, one of my best homies. Me and him had a fallout because he's one of these dudes that's always stressing his advice on people. He's hard, right? And he was like, one time he asked me a long time ago, don't you want your parents to be proud of you? And I thought about that. And I thought real hard. And I was like, hold up. In a way, I think I could live. I think I could sleep at night if my parents are not proud of me. Because if I make my parents proud of me, to me, that's a bonus. I really don't care about making my parents proud like that. I'm going to keep it real. I know that might sound fucked up, but you have to understand, y'all don't know my parents. My parents are very forceful people. They're real forceful Africans, okay? Okay? They're real forceful people, you know? There is no individuality, hardly, in my family like that. You know what I'm saying? So I don't really care. If I make them proud, to me, that's a bonus. But if making them proud means making me unhappy, I'd rather not make them proud. I'm sorry. I know that sounds selfish, but even my father said it himself. Sometimes you gotta be selfish. This is what my father said years ago when I first went to college. Sometimes you gotta be selfish. Sometimes you gotta be selfish. And this is what he told me. And this is the same guy that forced me to be a plumber, or try to force me to be a plumber or electrician or whatever. You know? And that's something I'll take to the grave with me. And I'm a giving person. I'm very giving, right? You can ask anybody. When I'm outside hustling, I give away like free items. And people be looking at me like I'm crazy. Why are you giving away your profits? Hey, I have a whole lot of stuff. It's not killing or hurting my pockets. I'm good. You know? But what my father told me years ago, I'll take to the grave with me. And it's okay to be selfish sometimes. But anyway, yeah, man, I had to do that to my father. I'm sorry. I had to do that to him. Now my parents leave me alone. You know? But parents, leave your kids alone. I mean, they're not kids no more. Leave your grown sons and daughters alone. Let them make money the way they want to make money. Okay? And you know what? If you want parents, yeah, you could curse me out in the comment section. I'll take the heat. You know what I'm saying? I'll take the heat. You know, I love the sun. Look how dark I am. I love the sun. Can you tell? So I'll take the heat. You know, it was whatever. Because I'm not gonna care. I'm sorry. And I make people mad. I make people mad when I show them and when I tell them I don't care. You know? They be and some people be mad when I don't care about the negative stuff they say to me. I just walk away and they look at me like, ain't you gonna say something? Ain't you gonna say something? Because I don't give my energy to bullshit like that. And when I do give my energy to bullshit, you know, I pretend it didn't happen. You know? Anyway, I'm out. Anybody like this episode, the Ethiks Mixtape Show, follow me on Instagram. Also, hit me up with a friendly donation if you want, no stress. Next month, I'm planning to build up this marketing campaign, this big marketing campaign. So I definitely need the donations. I forgot. My link is Grind Ethiks Cash App. Grind Ethiks Cash App. Also, PayPal at Grind Ethiks. You know what I'm saying? PayPal, Grind Ethiks. All right, I'm out, folks. And remember, peoples, tell a friend to tell a friend. That's all about the motherfucking grind. Basically.